Okay, good morning, everybody. I call to order the what's today, August 19th meeting of the DuPage of the Judicial and Public Safety Committee meeting. A quorum of the members is physically present. I will entertain a motion to permit those members not physically present due to personal illness or disability, employment purposes, or the business of the board, family, or other emergency or unexpected childcare obligations to participate by video teleconference. We got a motion and a second. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, welcome member Zay, and is member Krajewski in?
Thank you.
So right now it's just member Zay. Can I get a roll call, please?
Member Childress, Member Desart, Member Eckhoff, Member Evans,
Here.
Member Heather, Member Honig,
Here.
Member Krajewski, Member Ozog, Member Schwarzy, Member Tornator, Member Yu, here, Member Zay.
Here.
Okay, do we have any public comment? Okay, no public comment. For chair remarks, this is going to be a packed agenda. So the only remark I will say is I would like to invite everyone to the open house today at 11 at the Office of Homeland Security and Emergency Management. It's going to be a great opportunity for everybody to see what everyone does at our OHSEM. And with that, let's see, can I get an approval of the minutes for the regular meeting Tuesday, August 5th, 2025? Okay, all in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. And also approval of the minutes from the special call meeting Tuesday, August 5th, 2025. Can I get a motion? Okay, motion a second. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. For procurement requisitions, I'll entertain a motion to combine and approve items 6A and 6B on the agenda, which are both towing contracts with OHSEM. Can I get a motion? Okay, motion. Is there a second? Okay, motion a second. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve 25-1945 for a contract with Dazos Auto Repair and Towing, and 25-1946 for a contract with Deluxe Towing, Inc., both of which are for towing services and vehicle storage for unauthorized vehicles at the DuPage County Government Center campus for the period of September 1st, 2025 to November 2026 at no cost to the county. Do we have a, oh, sorry. Was I supposed to read them? Yeah, sorry. Did I get both of them? Yeah, okay, okay. All in favor. Sorry, this is.
I had a question.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, members A.
Yeah, my only question is the first one, Dazos, is in Batavia. That doesn't seem very convenient for anybody who's getting towed out of the county complex. Can we explain why we're using somebody so far away and just not using Deluxe, which is in Carroll Stream right down the street?
We have both, right? Keith Briggs.
So we had the opportunity to get two different companies. So Deluxe would be the first one that we would call. If Deluxe isn't available, then we would call the other company to come in. So having it zero cost to the county gave us that opportunity to choose either one, but we're going to do Deluxe first.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other questions or discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Can I get a motion to approve JPSP-34-25? Recommendation for the approval of a county contract issued to Monterey Security Consultants, Inc. to provide security services for the Office of Homeland Security and Emergency Management Security Division for the period of December 1st, 2025 through November 30th, 2028 for a contract amount not to exceed $4,334,766.17. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion on that? Okay, all in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Moving on to resolutions, can I get a motion to approve FIR-127-25, acceptance and appropriation of the Donated Funds Initiative Program Grant PY26 intergovernmental agreement number, I'm not going to read that, in the amount of $103,119. This is for the state's attorney's office. Okay, we got a motion. Is there a second? Okay, motion and second. Any discussion on that? All in favor? Oh, okay, member you.
I just had a quick question because I was taking a look through this and it looked like it was an agreement also with community services. Maybe I got this wrong. But I just wanted to know what this donated funds initiative program actually does.
Do we have someone from the state's attorney's office to?
It's Bob Lyons online.
Is Bob Lyons online?
I can provide more information perhaps at the break because I'm not familiar with this program.
Okay, great. Thank you.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
Hello.
Oh, here we go.
They didn't sorry for the not being unmuted yet. Did this donated funds come from the state and it is used to pay for children's center staff and programs?
Is the children's center housed in the courthouse?
It's housed in the over in the Carrico Children's Center across the other side of the.
Okay, now I know what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
yeah, not the state. Right.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Moving on to action items, I'll entertain a motion to combine and approve items 8A through 8K on the JPS agenda, which are all agreements for traffic control with the sheriff's office. Okay, all in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. I move on JPS O-2-25, enabling ordinance Hinsdale Point Condominium Association for traffic control in the residential subdivision. I move on JPS O-3-25, enabling ordinance Woods of Hobson Green Association for traffic control in residential subdivision. I move on JPS O-4-25, enabling ordinance Oakbrook Towers Homeowners Association and Oakbrook Towers Townhome Association for traffic control in residential subdivision. I move on JPS O-5-25, enabling ordinance Oakbrook Colony Condominium Association for traffic control in residential subdivision. I move on 8E, JPS O-6-25, enabling ordinance Stratford Green Condominium Association for traffic control in residential subdivision. I move on JPS O-7-25, enabling ordinance Waterfall Glen Condominium Association for traffic control in residential subdivision. I move on JPS O-8-25, enabling ordinance Burr Ridge School District 180 School Board for traffic control on the Ann M. Jeans Elementary School ground roadways. I move on JPS O-9-25, enabling ordinance Chambord Property Owners Association for traffic control in residential subdivision. Move on JPS O-10-25, enabling ordinance Brandywine Townhouses Improvement Association for traffic control in residential subdivision. JPS O-11-25, enabling ordinance Board of Education of Glenbard Township High School District 87 for traffic control on Glenbard South High School ground roadways. And finally, I move on JPS O-12-25, enabling ordinance Four Lakes Condominium Associations 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, D, Abbey Apartments and Tower Apartments Association for traffic control in residential subdivision. Is there any, okay, we got a second discussion. Member Honig.
Thank you, Chair. Is this like a yearly, is this yearly come up on the JPS agenda because of school starting and just traffic control because of the school year that starts in August?
I don't know about the timing of it. Sheriff's Office. Here we go. Would you mind answering? Thank you. Microphone, please.
It's a 4-year agreement. This year just coincides with the school year starting when we'll bring this up to the county board.
Thank you.
Member Garcia.
And just to follow up, are all these in unincorporated or are they
giving us some kind of funding for them doing the enforcement.
These are all unincorporated locations.
Okay, so this is something we'd be doing anyways then.
Yes.
So it's just allowing us to go on their property, basically.
It allows us to extend the rules of the road onto their property.
Okay, thank you.
Great, thank you. Any other discussion? Okay, all in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. I'll entertain a motion to approve the following wait a minute. Wrong one. Okay. Can I move on? Can I get a motion for JPS CO-6-25 amendment to purchase order 7363-1 serve issued to Strikers Inc. to increase the contract encumbrance in the amount of $75,000 for a new contract total not to exceed $240,000. Okay, we got a motion and a second. Any discussion on that? Member you.
Thank you, Chair. Just a quick question. I know this is for body armor, but is it because we have new people that were not accounted for before? And it was
Can we get another sheriff's office?
Good morning. This is Deputy Chief Bilodeau, if you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, this is for all the new hires. Strikers had a price increase. That was just their annual price increase. And we've hired all these new deputies. In addition, when we transfer deputies from one bureau to another, they wear different body armor. So then we have to purchase new body armor. So if you go from corrections to patrol, you have to get different body armor.
great. Thank you. And how many new employees are there? That's good news.
We've hired, I believe the undersheriff said approximately 12 as of the last board meeting. We will have 8 new law enforcement deputy sheriffs going to the academy starting in September. So that was 8 new pieces of body armor right there.
Thank you very
Great.
much.
It's great news, by the way.
Thank
Okay, any other discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Can I get a motion to receive and place on file 25-1870 Safe Harbor Monthly Report, July 2025? Okay, we've got a motion. We got a motion and a second. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. And now we are on to the FY26 budget presentations. I'd like to invite Honorable Chief Judge Bonnie Wheaton to the podium to deliver her budget presentation. Thank you for being here.
Madam Chair, members of the committee, it's nice to see you again, even if it is under these circumstances. Getting right to the matter at hand. As you can see from the slide, the mission of the Circuit Court is to provide a fair, impartial, and efficient forum for resolving justiciable matters in full accordance with constitutional rights, liberties, and the rule of law. In order to carry out this mission, we have 4 major initiatives. The first is to continue to expand mental health liaison services. Thanks to the support of the county board and through a partnership with the health department, we were able to add a behavioral court navigator during our busiest times this past year. Before Amy joined us, I was told that once she was here, we would look back and wonder how we ever survived without her, and that has proven to be true. I'm pleased to report that due to the ongoing success of this program, we're planning to add a crisis counselor and a therapy dog in the next few months to continue to support the mental health needs and challenges of the people who come into the courthouse, most of whom are having a really bad day. We've also started looking into more ways to support the mental health and well-being of our staff and judges. In May, we provided a vicarious trauma training session for all our judges to help them deal with the stress of the disturbing evidence and testimony they hear every day. Our second initiative is to support and strengthen the mediation program. I will talk more in depth about the eviction mediation program later, but we were excited to launch the hugely successful small claims mediation program to provide additional support to unrepresented court litigants. Our third goal for the year is to improve access to self-represented litigants. We are intending to provide more robust assistance and services to self-represented litigants involved in our courts. All this enhanced assistance is in line with the Illinois Supreme Court mandate to provide access to justice for all citizens, even if they do not have an attorney. We now have a self-represented litigant coordinator in our law library to help SRLs, as we call them, navigate the court system without representation. In coordination with the DuPage County Bar Association, we have expanded to 3 help desks in the areas of family law, civil law, and guardianship. We were very proud to accept the NACO Achievement Award for the Guardianship Help Desk just last week. As you have heard from other stakeholders, the need for skilled interpreters and the cost of these interpreters continues to rise. I'll discuss these issues in a moment. These goals and initiatives would not be possible without the day-to-day efforts of the over 300 people working under me. The reason that this chart is so hard to read is just because of how many people we have. There are 48 judges, 15 of whom are elected circuit judges. The probation department has almost 200 dedicated staff. All the probation officers have college degrees, and about 30% of those also have advanced degrees. It's important to note that judges and court reporters' salaries are paid by the state, and those, along with our 2 contractors, are noted with an asterisk. In addition to those groups, we have over 40 people in roles that support our court operations, such as tech support, legal secretaries, and staff attorneys, among others. There are 8 budgets under the circuit court, 5 of which are in the general fund. 1 is covered by tax levy, and 2 are completely funded by court fees. A new budget in the general fund this year is pretrial services, which was previously included in the overall probation general fund. The Illinois Office of Statewide Pretrial Services is now its own agency within the judicial branch. This change requires pretrial services to provide a separate annual plan and has separate reimbursements, necessitating its own accounting unit. The numbers haven't changed, but the accounting has. We love donuts, both to eat and to demonstrate budgets. As you can see from our donut here, everything in a shade of blue falls under the probation department, accounting for almost 75% of the circuit court's whole budget. Overall, we are relatively flat this year in our budget requests, accounting for just a 2.1 overall increase. You will see in the circuit court budget an increase of 10%, mostly attributable to the eviction mediation program moving from ARPA ERA 2 funding to the general fund. We work very hard to stay fiscally prudent, and it's reflected in this budget. We continue to work with finance to find ways to reduce the budget. As late as Friday, we worked with Jennifer Sin and found more nickels in the couch cushions. And by nickels, I mean $100,000, which will buy a lot of donuts. So, the eviction mediation program was launched in 2021 and was created to address the surge in eviction filings following the COVID-19 pandemic. This NACO award-winning program assists tenants and landlords in avoiding eviction and pursuing mutually beneficial alternatives. As you can see from the chart, the number of eviction cases filed continues to rise, and we don't anticipate a slowdown. The budget increase request pays the salary of the program coordinator and the fees for the mediators, both of which are fundamental to the program's success. With the assistance of the caseworkers from DuPage Community Services, they have assisted in distributing over $21 million in rental assistance funding to DuPage County residents. Rental assistance money comes from the state, and our budget request represents only the cost of administering the program. We have 4 full-time and 1 part-time Spanish interpreter on staff that are dispatched to courtrooms daily. Spanish is our most requested language, but outside of that, we have seen a need for over 50 different languages, many of which I've never heard of, and I dare say probably none of you have heard of a lot of them either. In order to provide the best access to justice, we strive for the highest level of qualification with the interpreters we hire, many of which are court certified by the AOIC. As other stakeholders have mentioned, we are seeing the need for interpreters continue to rise. We have experienced a 131% increase in cases requiring interpreters in the last 4 years, and the need shows no sign of slowing down. We are requesting a $35,000 increase to cover interpreter costs. Fortunately, the state does provide partial reimbursement, and we are expecting reimbursement for fiscal year 26 to be up $40,000 for a total of $125,000. Moving to revenues, in the general fund budget, the increased reimbursement from AOIC is reflected in the circuit court budget line. We are expecting a $65,000 increase in revenue, of which $40,000 is for interpreter reimbursement. We are also looking for additional revenue sources and have requested and expect that the AOIC will reimburse us for 3 existing positions in the probation budget: a chief forensic psychologist, a forensic psychologist, and a juvenile justice clinician. Additional reimbursement requested would be $297,000. The state has been timely in providing salary reimbursement for probation, which has not always been the case. For fiscal year 26, we expect to see a $6.8 million in salary reimbursement. Another donut. This one shows salary reimbursement. Over half of the total probation and court services expenses are covered by state salary reimbursement. For the general probation fund, that amounts to $4.9 million. An additional over $1.8 million is reimbursed by the AOIC for pretrial services, as I mentioned previously. While we are discussing probation, the current union contract remains in effect through November 30th. We anticipate beginning the negotiation process next month and have coordinated with finance to address any necessary contingencies. Finally, I do want to talk briefly about our jury commission. Often, jury service is the only involvement the public has with the court system, and because of this, we work hard to ensure jurors have a positive experience and walk away with a strong sense of trust and confidence in our judiciary. The $34,000 requested increase is attributable to promotions and an additional part-time staff member in the jury commission, all to support our mission and goal to strengthen the court's continuity and leadership. We are also requesting a $10,000 increase for jury stipends and mileage reimbursement. The mileage follows the IRS guidelines and the stipend remains the same. The increase is a result of the anticipated need for more jurors. Thank you for your continued support and guidance throughout this budget process and in all other ways in years past. And we're available for any questions that you might have.
Thank you, Judge Wheaton. Does anybody want to ask any questions now? We do have another budget presentation, but maybe brief questions. Member Heather.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Not so much a question, but just a thank you to you, Chief Judge, for first of all showing up in person here as board members. I think I can speak for everyone that when our elected officials show up in person, it really means a lot to us. So thank you for doing that. And your focus on mental health and expanding interpretation services is really commendable, and I really want to applaud you for that. Thank you.
And it's been very successful having the court navigator. She has proved herself invaluable, and I wish we had a lot of stories to tell you, but we don't have time.
Yeah. Member Honig, and then Member Schwarze, and then Member Ozak.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you for your presentation today. Just a quick question. Last week or 2 weeks ago, we heard State Attorney Berlin say that violent crime and all forms of crime are down as of last year. And I was, from your point of view, do you see that reflected in your budget with, the probation department and other departments reflected from last year to this year in your budget as a stark difference?
I don't think that that'll be reflected in this budget. Perhaps it'll be reflected in budgets after fiscal year 26, but we did not have all of that information when we set about constructing the budget.
Thank you.
Member Schwarzy?
Thank you, Judge Whedon. How, with the mental health portion that you have been sharing and how successful it is, how does someone get access to that comes in for a court date or however, how does that, can you share how that works?
It can work in several different ways. The judges are all aware of the presence of the court navigator. Her office is open Monday and Tuesday all day and Wednesday morning, which are our busiest times. The deputies are also aware of her presence. If something is going on in a courtroom, the judge or the deputy or the clerk can call to her office and she'll be down there very, very quickly and deal with the situation. It could be just de-escalating someone who's having a mental breakdown of some sort, or helping someone. Well, in one instance, a woman was taken into custody. Her children were in courts or in safe harbor, and she had to work very quickly to find car seats so the relative who came to pick up the children could take them safely away. So the lawyers are becoming more and more acquainted with her too. She's only been there since January. This is August, and we hope that people will be more comfortable in using her as the future comes on. And we're really looking forward to getting the crisis counselor and especially the comfort dog.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Member Ozog and then Member Garcia.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you so much for coming here today. We really appreciate it. And these meetings are all on video, and this is certainly one way for the public to understand what county government does. But I especially want to thank you for mental health focus on your employees. I can only imagine how needed that is. And the eviction issue. Here we are 5 years into COVID, the COVID era, and I'm sure it touches every corner of the county. So thank you so much for being here.
Member Garcia?
Yeah, really quickly, thank you so much for coming here. I love that you're going less than your budget next year. Yay, it's financial year. Just a quick question. You said over 53% of probation expenses are covered by the state, correct? Are any of those tied to federal? I'm hearing no. Yay, good. Okay. Good to hear. Okay, thanks.
Okay, any other questions or discussion? All right, thank you so much, Judge Wheaton.
My pleasure.
It's a great presentation. Next up, we have Circuit Court Clerk Candace Adams.
Good morning. Before I start, to answer your question a little bit more, because we do work so closely together, cases are not necessarily down in terms of all criminal cases, and case activity, the court activity, is definitely up. So the number of times that we see them inside the courts has definitely gone up compared to other years. So they are much more involved. All right, so to begin, good morning, Chairwoman Committee. And thank you for inviting us here today to present our budget. This presentation just feels a little bit different without Jason Blumenthal here to tell us what we do. I know, we missed him. Before I go over our budget and our requests, I would like to go over the makeup of our office. The Clerk of the Circuit Court's office is a non-judicial partner of the judicial branch. It is funded, however, by the county. Our primary function is to keep the record of the court, but that is not as simple as it sounds. Because of our unique identity, we are governed by many rule-making bodies, including the Illinois Supreme Court, the administrative offices of Illinois courts, local court rules, state statutes, and the county.
In our office, under the leadership of Jesse Gale, we were involved in the discussion with legislators on many bills and successfully implemented over a dozen new laws and Supreme Court rules. I would like to highlight one law, Karina's Law. Under this law, the clerk is the one tasked with coordinating how law enforcement receives the search warrant. To date, we have had 3 Karina's Law search warrants issued in DuPage, and 2 of those instructed us to send them to out-of-county jurisdictions. Because of the quick work of the members of the Circuit Court Clerk's office, we have successfully distributed those search warrants to our law enforcement partners in Will, Kendall, and Cook County. And while we are a separate and distinct office from the court, we do benefit from an incredible working relationship with Chief Judge Wheaton and Suzanne Armstrong and collaborate on many projects together. Here's our organizational chart. When fully staffed, we have 143 team members. I would like to take this opportunity to discuss some of the projects that we were able to complete this year, as many of them have an impact on our budget. A little state of the clerk's office, if you will. Our accounting department is one of the largest accounting departments in the county. Based on collections, we pay out in between $40 to $50 million annually. Under Julie Ellison's leadership, our accounting department has continued to liquidate many of our funds this year to ensure that we can continue to comply with the mandates of the Safety Act, and specifically the return of paid bond. As a reminder, like the county, we too have an investment policy. It is very conservative, as our funds must be available for disbursement at any given time. Our office is audited separately by Baker Tilly, as required by statute. This audit has been provided to the county, and once again this year we have been found to be in compliance. Our Chief Deputy, Kevin Vasky, our IT Director, Jeff Davies, and our IT Administrator, Craig Larson, lead our IT team. The majority of our budget goes to the number of complex projects our IT department works on daily. There's no way the great work of the IT department does can be given adequate acknowledgement in this presentation. As you know, this year we experienced a major cyber incident. Because of this team, we were able to continue operations on day 1 and were fully operational in approximately 3 weeks. We learned a lot in the month of May, to say the least, and this team deserves to be recognized for how they rose to the challenge. Speaking of, so do Eric Sherpan and Michelle Amati. If there was ever time to talk about who is deserving of bonuses, it's these 2. With their quick action in the middle of the night, there's no doubt in my mind that our county would have spent hundreds of man hours and thousands of dollars in working to recover our systems. We are extremely grateful for their work in our office. Our county team, our counter team, courtroom team, phone department, and support services are led by our Director of Operations, Julie Kappa. These departments comprise most of our staff. Her leadership and her continued efforts to cross-train employees have given the office more flexibility when it comes to adapting to new laws and procedures. She and her team have maintained a strong commitment to assisting all those who come into our office, including adding an information desk to the main lobby of the courthouse to help direct those who visit us. Fun fact about our office, members of our team speak 17 languages, including sign language. That hiring is intentional. This team also makes up the majority of our office volunteers for our annual expungement clinic. This year so far, we have seen over 400 registrants. Last but not least, I want to provide some staffing information. Under the leadership of John Persicchiti, who is our HR manager, so far this year, we have onboarded 17 new full-time staff members. Much of our turnover is the result of staff leaving for higher paying jobs. In an effort to combat that problem and to retain our highly qualified team members, we were excited to be able to raise our starting wage to $45,000 this year. I love this slide because it is just a representation of the number of agencies, departments, and organizations our IT department alone works with to ensure the court system works. Here are some measures we believe show what much of life is like in our office. 2 things to point out here. First, with COVID now less of a barrier to courthouse entry, we anticipate a continued increase in the number of court filings in 2026. Second, I would like to highlight that we anticipate welcoming over 100,000 people in our office next year. We average 300 to 600 people a day, around 500 phone calls a day, and process more than 1,000 e-filed envelopes every day. And the courthouse sees even more. Now on to revenue. As a reminder, our office gets revenue from a variety of sources, including case filing fees and traffic tickets. Almost all of the money we collect gets paid out to other entities like the general fund, state accounts, police agencies, etc. Last year, I told you we projected $11 million in revenue. We believed that the Safety Act would account for less bond being dispersed, which has a large impact on that number. This number was challenged by member Krajewski, who changed our revenue forecast. And while it pains me to say it, he was right, which is a great thing for the county. Ugh, okay. I know, he'll have to watch this back. Why we still believe that there will be a downward trend soon, and we prefer a conservative approach to revenue forecasting. This year we project 12.3 million in total revenue for FY 2026. On to our expenditures. Not many items from our office expenses get paid through the general fund. The vast majority of our request is for salaries. As you can see, our total general fund request is a little less than 2% increase from this year's projected budget. An additional update. Last year, we included a full-time security officer in our requested budget. Since then, 5 floor-to-ceiling security doors were added to increase protection for our staff. Now the people who visit our office no longer have physical access to our team members. This is a huge improvement in working conditions, and we'd like to thank members Zay, members of the board, Nick Hotmeyer, Tim Harbaugh, who we will also miss, Keith Briggs, who we will also miss, and for all their help with this project. The items that we outlined in this presentation are just a few among the many that our very skilled team work on daily. As always, if you have not yet taken time to visit our office and view the rich history that our clerk's office holds, I encourage you to do so. Thank you again for your time today, and we will take questions.
Thank you. Member Cahill.
The presentation. Quick question about professional services.
Okay.
What's the increase there? So you have actual 70404 budget.
Yes, we can tell you what the increase in professional services. Wait 1 second. Okay. Yeah, we'll get you this that one.
Urgent, just wondering.
A lot of line items roll up into that one, so that makes sense.
Okay, Member Garcia.
Thank you so much for coming. This is a great presentation. I'm sorry you had to say somebody was right. No, it's painful, but he's not here. Quick question. You're saying that the amount of people you are expecting to come in is going to increase next year,
Yes.
but you do not think that the revenue is going to increase. Is that correct?
Well, yes. Here's
Okay.
why.
Okay, here's why. Okay.
A lot of the revenue in previous years has come from bond disbursement. So when bond was ordered to be paid out, the circuit court clerk's office would take 10% off the top. It's called earned bond.
Okay.
So that 10%, which was 625,000 on average, that's not happening anymore. But also when bond got dispersed, any like outstanding court fees or things of that nature would be collected through that bond.
Okay.
We don't have that collection mechanism anymore.
So you're getting more people, but less revenue.
Yes, and there's also an increase, a significant increase in fee waivers. So like on civil cases, a lot of our civil cases have fee waivers where they don't have to pay the filing fees to be able to file their documents.
Okay, thank you for the explanation.
Yeah.
Member Ozog.
Again, thank you so much for being here, and we really appreciate all the information. I want to thank you in particular for calling out your employees who were instrumental in making sure that the data breach wasn't worse, and calling them out by name or mentioning them by name. Let me not say calling them out. is really, it's very appreciated.
Yeah,
So
they're-
thank you so much for the presentation.
Thank you for saying that.
Member Heather.
Thank you, Madam Chair. It's a sign of great leadership when you acknowledge when you're wrong.
It's painful as well.
So, you know, thank you for being here and thank you for being so diligent in your office. Thank you for keeping your team's safety a priority, and please know that we are here to support you in that endeavor. And a fantastic presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Member Krajewski is probably just going to watch that loop over and over and over
I would
again.
too. If it were the other way, I would too.
Okay, well, Member Zay, I'm sorry, I couldn't see it. Member Zay?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Did you say you're going to miss me too? Did I miss that or is something I don't know or?
Shout out for the doors.
Did you have an actual question?
No, I didn't.
Okay, any other discussion? Okay, we're good. Thank you so much, Clerk Adams. Any old business? Hearing none. Any new business? Okay, without objection, we are adjourned. Thank you, everybody.